All should come in video. So all are coming offline to attend the class?
No, sir.
Yeah?
No, sir.
No one is coming? No one?
Yes, sir.
So
Coming,
there
sir.
are people who are going. Around 100, I guess.
Why people are not coming? All are not coming? COVID गया? COVID और नहीं? That exam is offline, that's why.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Offline exam.
Yes, sir. सब proudly बोल रहे हैं कि yes, sir.
Sir.
Krusita Mahapatra, are you coming offline?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because Krusita is very smart, she is coming offline. All should come offline, right? एग्जाम में क्या रखा है? एग्जाम तो आएगी जाएगी. Sunit Acharya, are you coming offline?
Sir, unfortunately offline.
Huh?
Sir, offline.
Sunit Acharya. No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, offline, sir.
Offline? Oh, good.
सर ये तो आप लोगों के हाथ में है. आप लोग चाहें तो ये ऑनलाइन एग्जाम भी करा सकते हैं, बिकॉज हमने पूरा ऑनलाइन मोड में पढ़ाई किया है एंड एग्जाम ऑफलाइन होगा सिर्फ एक महीना पढ़ के.
ऑनलाइन मोड पे पढ़ाई हुआ है, मतलब ऑफलाइन एग्जाम नहीं हो सकता. स्कूल में हमारे बच्चे तो सब ऑनलाइन में क्लास कर रहे हैं, बट ऑफलाइन जाके एग्जाम दे रहे हैं. सब ऑफलाइन प्लान है एग्जाम. तुम लोग तो ग्रोन अप बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स. सब वीडियो का, जो वीडियो पे नहीं आ रहे सब निकल जाओ. Okay, what we did last time?
So we had discussed about the valuation of bond and the coupon rate, discount factor. These are the things we have discussed. And problem also.
Also YTM and YTC.
Okay, YTM and YTC, what is the difference? Who can explain me YTC and YTM?
The rate of return an investor earns on a
Recording in
bond
progress.
held till the maturity period.
That is what? YTM or
YTM, yield to maturity.
And YTC?
YTC call option. Yes.
So if we buy
Bond is
buyback,
a call option.
then it is called
Okay.
YTC.
Option to buy.
Option to buy for whom?
Buy for company, like
Company.
the company. So we have to surrender the bond.
Okay, valuation of bond हम खत्म किए हैं. We should not waste time. Time is very short. We will complete other things. So another thing is valuation of preference capital. We will see today. Preference capital. Preferences. Which one? Trial and error. The same method is also in valuation of preference. I will explain. So valuation of preference. What are the features? Can anybody tell me features of a preference here? So here there is also a fixed dividend. There interest and here dividend. Maturity period is there. Maturity amount is there. Maturity amount. Then your fixed period. Fixed period. Fixed period is there. But one thing is no tax benefit. Why there is no tax benefit? Can anybody tell me? No tax benefit of dividend paid. Why that is there? Can anybody explain me? There is no tax benefit here in case of preference dividend.
Dividends are the profit, so the tax is there.
It's a one type of income also. That's why.
No, I am not saying this is. There are two things. One is preference investment from the investor perspective, and one is from issuer perspective. Issuer means the company perspective. I am saying from the company, those who are issuing preference shares, is there any benefit they get of dividend that paid? Tax benefit. फर्स्ट ईयर से पढ़ के आए हो, क्या समझे हो? Accounting से पढ़ के
So the company do not consider that as expenses. That's why they are not given any tax benefit.
No, that's not expenses. No? That is how can you say dividend is an expense? The interest paid is tax deductible. Okay, but dividend paid is not tax deductible. Not tax deductible. Okay, because this is paid after tax, profit after tax. This is paid to get tax, profit after tax. Both are not same. This is paid after tax. This is paid to get paid, profit after tax. Therefore, there is a tax benefit. Here there is no tax benefit. So this is preference shares are called otherwise a hybrid instrument. The features are, some features are like debt instruments and some features are like equity instruments. Okay, debt feature is like fixed dividend is paid, fixed dividend. Rate of dividend is fixed. Maturity amount is there. Period is fixed. So these are the features of debt instrument. Equity features is there are some type of preference shares, those who are having also the voting rights. They can vote, right? Some are called your convertible preference shares. Convertible preference shares. Convertible preference shares means after some time they can be converted into equity shares. Okay. So these are some features, but the valuation of bond and valuation of references, okay, same. Okay, method of valuation is same. Method of valuation is same, completely same. Let's see. Suppose a firm issues preferences at 550 rupees, okay, after the issue expenses. Okay, at 7% dividend, okay, for 5 years with face value 1000 and maturity value 1090. If you have expected return of 9%, whether you are buying this reference share or not. Okay. Issue expenses. Suppose your gross amount, gross issue price is suppose that is 590 rupees less issue expenses. How much? 40 rupees. So the net amount received by the firm is 550. So this is the net issue price. So that I have written. Issue price means what? What are the issue prices? Any issue. Means bonds, debentures, reference share capital, equity share capital, everywhere there is some issue expenses. What are the issue expenses? Sorry? Advertising expenses, broker expenses, merchant banker expenses, everything. Expenses. Okay. All these are called issue expenses. Okay. All expenses are to be adjusted. So net amount that received is taken into account. Always please remember that. So the issue price here is 550. Okay. Fixed dividend. Fixed dividend is how much? 7%. Face value is how much? 1000. Maturity value is how much? 1090. Period is how much? Period is 5 years. These are the things. So dividend amount is how much? Every year? 70 rupees. So that means 1000 multiplied by 7% is 70 rupees is every year dividend. So I told you that valuation is same, completely same, way same. So this one is how much? 550 issue price. This is 70 rupees. This is 70 rupees is the dividend. Okay. So all these are 70 rupees. Every year is 70 rupees. So here we can put another thing is 1090. So first what we'll do is, please calculate EV factor at what rate? At 9%.
9%.
9%.
9% is the discounting rate. Discounting rate is 9%. Okay. So we calculate 1 plus, that is 9% to the power 1. So these are the discounting factors. These are the discounting factors. Then we'll calculate the present value. Shortcut formula you can apply and calculate, please. Annuity formula you can apply. Sum total of that. So 980 is the sum total. Okay. Issue price is how much? 550. Whether to buy or not to buy? Buy this one. Why?
Buy.
Why?
Bye.
We are given.
Cheap, sir. That's
This
why.
is the
Cheap.
true value. This is the true value of the instrument. True value of the preference share. True value at your discounting rate, your expected rate of return. So you want to invest in the stock and you are expecting 9% is the return. For you, the price would be 980, but price is very less. Issued at very less amount, 550. So it is better to purchase, buy the stock. Right? Another way you can follow, that is your annuity way. Rate is 9%. Period is 5 years. Amount is 70. Okay. Right. Plus present value. So present value here is 9%. Here is 5. Then EMT 0. This amount is 1090. So you are also getting the same amount. Same amount. This one and this one is same. This is same. This is one way of calculating. Another way is through your IRR calculation or yield to maturity, YTM calculation. So in case of your preference shares also, we can calculate the YTM. But generally, YTM is more appropriate for bonds. So same IRR formula. So if you calculate this one, 25%. How much your expected return? Expected return is 9%. So you buy, you are getting very high return. So he was Bhaskar was asking about how to get IRR manually, right? Manual calculation. So IRR means what? How I have already explained. IRR is internal rate of return. Internal rate of return, right? That means we need to find out that what is the rate which equates. I have already told you the rate that equates, okay, equates the left hand and right hand side. What is that left hand and right hand side? Here, the value of the preference share P0, just like B0, this is called P0. P0 equal to present value of future dividends plus present value of maturity value. This is the way that we have calculated, no? This one. Present value of interest plus present value of principal maturity. So that means here, when you are calculating present value, what should be the rate? The rate which makes P0 equal to right hand side. That rate is called. So we'll go on trying, trial and error. Trial and error method. That means you try with 20%, try with 27%. So if you are getting 20%, okay, one rate, and 25% is another rate. What we need to adjust is our present value should be equal to 550. Always remember. My present value, this total should be equal to 550. Till I don't get the rate which makes 550, I'll continue calculating this one. That is the trial and error. Because our objective is to equate both the sides, left hand side and the right hand side. Are you getting me? We don't know the rate. Only difference is the rate that we know. At that rate, we need to find out what should be the present value. Are you getting me, Master? So therefore, that is a trial and error. That's a time-consuming process. Time-consuming process. Trial and error method. Okay. But we need to find out that one which equates the left and right and right. Aliva.
Sir, can we find out that true value of the preference by computing the NPV of the cash flows?
NPV का मतलब क्या है? What is the NPV here? You are calculating this one by NPV, you are saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the Excel, I have already told you, na, NPV formula in Excel is not exactly the NPV. That is the present value formula. This there.
Yes.
Got it? But this is not net present value. This is the present value. NPV formula in Excel is a present value formula.
Yes,
You can do that now. No. Any doubt? So this is, you might have noticed here, bond valuation and preference share valuation is same, completely same, because the features are same. Features are similar type. Let's come to the difficult part, that is equity valuation. Equity valuation. What are the features of the equity share? How do you see the equity shares? Shareholders are the real owners, okay? Real owners of the firm. Owners of the firm. No fixed dividend. Dividend is not fixed. Maturity period is not there. Maturity period is voting right. Owner means the voting right. Voting rights they have. Maturity period नहीं है. और क्या है?
तो ownership is transferable.
क्या
तो ownership is transferable.
टाइमी फंडा क्या बोलूं? श्रेया सरकार, what you are saying?
It can be transferable. Equity shares can be transferable.
Transferable, you can sell. Transferable means sell. You can sell the stocks in the market. Secondary market is there. Everywhere secondary market is there.
Tax benefits is not there.
Tax benefit मिलता है?
So not there. Not there.
Tax benefit
The
is not
limited
there.
liability.
Tax benefit is not there. मेरा स्पेलिंग कभी भी गलत हो जाता है, तुम करेक्ट करके लिखा करो। नहीं बोलोगे तो साथ तो वही लिखे थे, तो हमने ही वही लिखा। So tax benefit is not there. What else?
So limited liability.
What is that unlimited liability?
Yeah.
Mute.
Yes, sir.
What is that limited liability? What does it mean?
So the owner's liability is limited.
What is that meaning? What do
It
you
is
mean by
limited by
liability?
shares.
Hey, what is that? What is that?
So when the company is in losses or when it is dissoluting, his fund will be separate from the company's fund.
That is a separate entity concept.
So he doesn't need to pay the losses. So it is not required him to pay the losses from his pocket. The company will pay it
Suppose you
according
have
to its sources.
मान के चलो तुम TCS का शेयर परचेज किया है, okay, you are a owner. Tomorrow that company into losses, company डूब जाएगा, कंपनी वाले तुमको मांगेंगे पैसा, पैसा दो हम डूब रहे हैं.
No, sir.
No, sir.
What is the meaning of all this?
The company is liable to pay its all the losses.
Company is liable to pay its, because earlier you were talking about your accounting concept, which is age-old concept. Earlier, the thing was that is your application money, allotment money, all these things that were there. Suppose you have already paid partly, then when any dues that is there, then you are going to pay the rest amount. आजकल वो नहीं है, full payment देना है. When you are purchasing the stock, pay the full amount and purchase the stock, even from the IPO market. Are you getting me? Differently
Yes, sir.
voted, differently DVRs. Okay, differently voting rights shares are different. Partly paid shares are different. Okay, Reliance का partly paid shares था अभी कुछ दिन पहले. Partly paid share, that is a separate class altogether. Okay, so nowadays that partly paid shares are not available. Very few. Okay, that's a class, totally a different class. Don't go by the concept which you know in accounting, that is application money, allotment money, that's the age-old concept. वो अभी नहीं चलता. Okay, you need to pay the full amount now for purchasing the stocks. Yeah, somebody is saying something. Niladri.
Sir, partly paid shares and IPO is same.
Partly paid shares means some, I suppose in, I think Reliance, that partly paid shares was there. Partly 70% price you have paid, shareholders they have paid. That is traded in the market separately. And there is a due date which is fixed by the company. By this date, you need to pay the rest amount. Once fully paid, then RIL share के साथ वो मिल गया है. Because RIL shares are completely fully paid shares. Okay, and there is a separate class called your partly paid shares, where the only application or some percentage of money that is paid. I don't know the exact amount, but some percentage of money that is paid, and the rest amount they supposed to pay. Once fully paid, then एक class हो जाएगा ना, जो RIL share का है उसके साथ मिल गया. That is in very rare cases. You will not find any partly paid shares. these days. In IPO case में क्या होता है? In IPO case में you have to deposit the full amount, then you can be allotted shares. Okay, escrow account create होता है. You have to deposit
Yes,
your
sir.
full amount there. Full amount अगर IPO के टाइम में हम दे रहे हैं मतलब that is fully paid ना. Why is there is a question of you are partly paid? There is no question of partly paid. Fully paid.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So what I am saying is that concept is as old concept. That's not there. Equivalent नहीं है market में. So that is your tax benefit is not there in case of your equity. जो dividend payment होता है, okay, उसमें there is no question of your any tax benefit that's received by the company. Another thing, ये जो हम valuation सब कर रहे हैं ना, valuation that we are doing, all these valuations are done from two angles. One is from company point of view, and another one is from shareholder point of view, investor point of view. Investor point of view. That means from the company point of view, that your interest paid or dividend paid, all these are cash outflows. Company is paying all these. Okay, but here interest received or dividend received, these are called inflows, cash inflows. We are investors. So for us, we are investing money. We are getting dividend. We are getting interest. So the question here is, always please remember, who is doing the valuation? Who is doing the valuation? That's very important. Who is doing the valuation? Company is doing the valuation or the investor is doing the valuation? Okay, in this case, here, company has already done the valuation, 550. This is company value. Company valuation. This is company valuation, issue price, equal to the issue price. They have valued the company and they have communicated to you. Advertisement they diye. This is the value. Okay, if you want to purchase, get it. But our valuation is this. This is our value. This is investor's value. Investor's value. What the difference? Hello. What the difference? I am calculating what should be the value. But this value is already been calculated by the company, which is same for all. सबके लिए same है. ET3 के लिए different नहीं है. भास्कर के लिए different नहीं है. IPO price is same for all. LIC IPO is coming 2,000 rupees plus. Okay, so that price will be same for all. So they have done the valuation.
Sir, but 10% for the policyholder.
10, 15, I'm just giving an example. I'm not going to deport to that valuation. So what I'm saying is, any value which is coming, so that value is the value which is the company is offering. ये मेरा valuation है. अगर if you are interested, you purchase, otherwise you go out. Then you are going to see whether I should purchase LIC stock or not. Then you are started doing your valuation. Are you getting the difference? So when you are doing the valuation, suppose as per your valuation that's coming 3,000 rupees. अरे बढ़िया है, 2,000 में मिल रहा है LIC का प्राइस. मेरा valuation 3,000 आ रहा है. Get it? भास्कर कैलकुलेट करके देखा, उनका वैल्यूएशन 1200 आ रहा है, 1200. But the LIC is offering at 2,000 rupees. So he will say no, I will not purchase. जितना बड़ा IPO हो उसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I will not purchase because that is beyond my valuation. Are you getting my point? So this is the way the investors they do their valuation. Investor का valuation different है. Always please remember. कंपनी है कि है, इसलिए कंपनी का वैल्यूएशन एक होना चाहिए, दैट इज 2000. इन्वेस्टर एक ही है क्या? ओनली वन इन्वेस्टर लाइक भास्कर? Several investors are there. So everybody will do their valuation, own valuation, and for them the valuation is different. सब अगर एक ही टाइप के सोचने लगे सब तो भास्कर बन जाएंगे. Everybody will be clone of भास्कर. Are you getting me? So what I am saying is everybody will feel differently. इसीलिए मार्केट चलता है ना, इसीलिए तो मार्केट चलता है. तो मार्केट में जितने सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं, हाउ द मार्केट इज वोलेटाइल. मार्केट कभी बाइंग प्रेशर है, कभी सेलिंग प्रेशर है. somebody is buying, that's why somebody is selling ना, otherwise market will not move, right? So therefore अगर everybody will okay hypnotize होके सब सोचने लगे एक ही टाइप का, okay, everybody will start thinking same way, that everybody from the beginning morning से सब खरीद करेंगे, everybody will start purchasing. Then market में क्या होगा situation? Everybody will start purchasing. Everybody, those who are there in the market, everybody will start purchasing. Then
Price will go up. Price will go up.
price will
Go up.
price will go up and circuit लगता है, देखते हो ना मार्केट में
upper circuit.
लगता है. हाँ, अपर सर्किट लग जाएगा. अपर सर्किट लगता जब है मतलब all investors are thinking one way. लोअर सर्किट जब लगता है all are sellers, सब सेल कर रहे हैं, वो nobody is buying. So that is again an extreme point. But ये जो upper circuit and lower circuit, these are extreme situations. But in other kind of situations, some people are thinking differently. Some are saying price will go up, some are saying price will come down. That's why the trading takes place. Okay. So इसको fundament, this is the fundamental knowledge होना चाहिए market में. So therefore, the question here is that whose perspective, who is doing this valuation? Whether the company is doing this valuation or the investor is doing the valuation. अगर investor valuation कर रहा है, then every investor का value will be different. That should be different. It's mandatory. Okay? Every investor's valuation should be different. But from a company perspective, since the company is one, so their valuation is a single valuation. Right? So I am saying that for a company, okay, what should be the value of equity? For a company, for a firm, what should be the value of equity? What should be the value of equity? You see, if you compare between these three instruments that we are discussing, one is your debt, another one is your preference, another one is equity. Valuation is very easy here, right? Valuation is easy. Easy है कि नहीं है? That we did very easily. We did. Valuation is very easy here, but valuation is difficult here. Difficult here. Why? Why there is a valuation is easy here? Valuation is easy here. Valuation is difficult here. क्यों? Here, always please remember when you are determining any value of any instrument that equal to present value of future cash inflow for an investor plus present value of future cash inflow plus the present value of maturity value that we have done already. That is generally sense value of any instrument is to be determined by finding the present value of future cash flows. Cash flows. Simple. Either inflow or outflow or what. Always, this you should keep in your mind. Valuation means present value of future cash inflows. If anybody is asking you what should be the valuation, what is the method of valuation? Valuation simple means present value calculate करना है, present value of future inflows. So in case of debt instrument, what are the future cash inflows? What are the future cash inflows that we did? In case of debt instrument, whose present value that we have calculated?
Interest,
Interest
and the
maturity value.
maturity value.
Similarly, preferences is dividend and
maturity value.
maturity value. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? अली भास्कर, वाला getting me or confused?
Yes, sir.
So that means debt case में future is two things. One is interest and maturity value. Preference shares में there is future में two things, that is dividend and maturity value. तो उसका अगर हम present value calculate किए हैं, जैसे किए हैं पहले, okay, the examples that we did, then we can get the present value. Let's come to equity part. In case of equity, and here you see, in case of debt, interest is fixed. Okay, maturity value is fixed. Here, dividend is fixed. Dividend is fixed. Maturity value is fixed. All we know, everything is known. Everything is known. Okay, everything is known here. Therefore, easy to determine, easy to get. Here also easy to get. Do you know the dividend here? In case of equity, how much dividend the company is going to pay? Do you know?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No idea. No idea about, okay, about dividend or future price. Do you know any future price?
No, no, sir.
No idea. Uncertain. Uncertain. So therefore, no, not easy. Easy for valuation. I hope you understood what is the difference between the valuation in both the cases. Okay. So in the first debt case, everything is known. Here everything is unknown. हमको पता नहीं है डिविडेंड मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, मिलेगा तो कितना मिलेगा वो भी पता नहीं, प्राइस क्या होगा मार्केट में we don't know. How much will be the price in the market? Nobody knows. Are you getting my point? So therefore, nothing is known in case of pure equity. Therefore, this is not so easy to determine the value. The difficulty is there. But फिर भी हमको valuation करना है. You have to do valuation. Don't think that the valuation that we are doing only in academics that we are doing. In practice also, okay, the broking firms, analysts, they also follow the similar process. This is not only academics. They also do the similar kind of process for doing the valuation of debt instruments, equity instruments. This is not only for academics. Okay, so what are the methods? Therefore, methods of equity valuation. Some basic methods we'll discuss, and some bigger methods are there which will be discussed in your specialization paper. There is a paper called business valuation, equity valuation, full paper. We'll discuss there. Right. So methods of valuation, there are two methods. One method is called your dividend discounting discounting model. They is called DDM model. Okay, dividend discounting model. Another one is discounted cash flow model, DCF model, discounted cash flow, DCF model. These are the two models that we are going to discuss. Okay, so first we will see DDM model, dividend discounting model. Dividend discounting model. When you are hearing the term called dividend discounting model, what is coming to your mind? When you are saying dividend discounting model, what's coming to your mind?
We'll
Dividend
account the
Huh?
dividend outflow.
Dividend
Outflow.
Dividend outflow from whom?
Company.
Company. तो फिर डिविडेंड डिस्काउंटिंग मॉडल क्या मतलब क्या है? डिविडेंड डिस्काउंटिंग मॉडल का मतलब क्या है? The value of equity is determined by discounting the future dividends. This is only applicable, please remember, this is only applicable to the companies, to the dividend paying companies. Dividend paying companies. Those companies, those who are paying dividends, only this model will be applicable there. If a company is not paying any dividend, this model is useless. This model will not work there. Okay, let's see. A firm is ₹4 dividend per share last year. Okay, and expected and declare to grow, okay, at 5% every year in future. Okay, if the expected return of investor community is 13% per annum, what should be the value of equity? That's it. What should be the value of equity? Hardly 1-2% सब सुन रहे हैं और बाकी सब सो गए. मौसमी साहू, श्रेया गौतमी, श्रेया सरकार सब सो गए. आदिति सब सो गए. Neha Ghosh, what we are discussing? Hello, Neha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What we are discussing? Neha Singh, what we are discussing? कुछ idea है? Neha Singh. Hello, can you unmute?
sir.
What we are discussing? Any idea? No idea. मुझे पता है. शाश्वत रथ. What we are discussing? हेलो. व्हाट्सएप है तो जिंदाबाद है. व्हाट्सएप में तो आंसर फ्लोट होगा एग्जाम में टाइम में. और के क्या फायदा? हर क्वेश्चन हर सॉल्यूशन सब घूम रहा है व्हाट्सएप पे. तो व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी जिंदाबाद. राइट है ना? स्नेहा सिंह, एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? टेल मी.
नो सर।
नो सर क्या? ये तो चल रहा है ना व्हाट्सएप. व्हाट्सएप अगर नहीं होता, इमेजिन करो व्हाट्सएप अगर नहीं होता क्या होता? ऑनलाइन एग्जाम कैसे होता? नहीं होता. बड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता. व्हाट्सएप कितना आसान कर दिया. फेसबुक को धन्यवाद दो. इतना बढ़िया एक प्लेटफॉर्म निकाला है, एंड दैट टू कोविड के टाइम में इतना हेल्पफुल है कि मत पूछो. वेरी हेल्पफुल. इसीलिए तो ऑफलाइन नहीं आ रहे हो ना तुम. क्या कोविड है? कोविड. हाँ, मुझे पता है क्या. अभी बोल रहे कि ऑनलाइन एग्जाम हो. भास्कर पहला कि कल खड़ा रहेगा इधर, मैं ऑफलाइन क्लास करूंगा और ऑनलाइन एग्जाम. एम आई राइट और रॉन्ग? कल अगर डिक्लेयर हो जाए कि ऑफलाइन क्लास और ऑनलाइन एग्जाम, देखो 90% स्टूडेंट इधर कल आके ज्वाइन करेंगे. 99%. आई एम डैम श्योर. ओके, तो ये है हालत. क्या करें? ओके, so the question here is what should be the value of equity per share? Our job is to calculate the value of equity per share. Right? So what are the things that's given here? Because this company is a dividend paying company. This company is a dividend paying company. So here we can use the dividend model for valuation purpose. So just like what is the sign that we do for value of equity calculation, value of bond calculation? Value of bond equal to, what is the sign? I told you that day. Value of bond equal to, value of bond equal to B0. Then value of, हमारा सब frankly speaking, हमारा सब सेक्शन से सेक्शन डी बच्चे सबसे बढ़िया है. यू नो वैल्यू ऑफ प्रेफरेंस सेक्शन डी सेक्शन डी का जो स्टूडेंट्स है ना, वेरी इंटरेक्टिव, वेरी शार्प, बहुत इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. इतना बढ़िया बढ़िया क्वेश्चन सब पूछते हैं. और बाकी तुम लोग जो सी ए डी सब
It varies on subject to subject.
नहीं सब्जेक्ट नहीं, मेरा सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बोलता है. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट अदर सब्जेक्ट, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट माय सब्जेक्ट. सो दे आर वेरी नाइस. बढ़िया बढ़िया क्वेश्चन सब पूछते हैं. तुम लोग तो ये बात बोल नहीं पा रहे हो. वैल्यू ऑफ बॉन्ड इज B0, वैल्यू ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर इज P0. सिमिलरली वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर इज
E0.
E0.
okay. So here our job is to calculate E0, equity value. In some books you will find they also write P0 for equity. Don't be confused. Confused mat ho. Okay, any sign can be. That's not a matter. So what are the things that's given here? खुशबू रॉय, बताओ क्या क्या दिया हुआ है इसमें?
Interest दिया है सर.
इंटरेस्ट कहाँ से दिया है? इंटरेस्ट कहाँ से दिया है? देखो
डिविडेंड दिया है
क्या डिविडेंड दिया है?
₹4
ये क्या है वो? व्हाट इज दैट डिविडेंड?
डिविडेंड डिस्काउंटिंग
Dividend per share.
Dividend per share when?
Last year.
Last year dividend. Means this is called D0. Please remember, D0 is 4 rupees. D0, D1, D2, D3. D1 means
This year.
this year dividend. So G is growth rate. Growth rate is how much? 5%. If I calculate D1, how much D1 will be? How much will be the D1?
30.
Huh?
No, sir.
D1 equal to
4.2.
4.2. So this is 4.2 means 4 rupees multiplied by 1 plus 5%. है कि नहीं है? This is how you calculate. This is D0 into D0 into 1 plus G, okay, to the power 1. है कि नहीं है? Are you getting me or not? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So D0 into 1 plus G to the power 1 is D1. Then if I calculate D2, how much that will be?
To the power 2.
This one, otherwise, what we can do is this one into 1 plus this one to the power 2. हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I can write here D0 into 1 plus G to the power 2. This is to the power 2. Similar way, we can calculate, okay, D20. Can we calculate that? D20 will be D0 into 1 plus G to the power
20
20.
बस ये हो गया. समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? So this is the way we can calculate. So this one is D0 into 1 plus G, okay, to the power 20. dn. So dn कैसे होगा? D0 into 1 plus G to the power
10.
So that means if you solve this kind of equation, okay, then you will get the value like this. That is D1 by, okay, Ke minus G. This is called E0. E0 equal to D1 by Ke minus G. What is D1? D1 is next year dividend. Next year dividend. Ke is what? Investors, equity investors. Equity investors, expected return. G is what?
Growth rate.
Growth rate. And this growth rate is always, please remember, constant growth. Constant growth. The growth rate is 5% is constant or different? Constant, you see, constant. This is called growth rate is constant. Growth rate, your amount of dividend is changing. That does not mean that your growth rate is changing. No, growth rate is the same. Amount of dividend is changing. Is it clear to all of you? Aliva?
Yes, sir.
So under this is a constant dividend model. Please always remember. This model is applied. This model is called constant dividend model. This is developed by Gordon's model. Please see in Gordon's model. Gordon's model. This one is. This model is called Gordon's model. Gordon's model. This is called your dividend discounting model. So with this, we can calculate now D0 equal to how much? D1 divided by how much is the 13% minus 5%? 52.5 is the price. This is the price per share. Price per equity share today. Price per equity share is this. D1 by this formula you have to apply. D1 by K minus G. Okay. So here K equal to how much? 13%. G equal to 5%. And D1 is this. D1 is this. We have calculated. Simply you apply this model. You will get D0. I hope that everybody followed me. Yeah, and any difficulty. Still any difficulty is there. Hello.
The growth
Sir,
rate
if
is
growth rate will be different then?
If the growth rate will different, okay, I'll explain. So this one I explained for your constant growth. Constant growth. If the growth rate is different, what will do? Okay. Different phases of your growth. Suppose a growing company. Suppose a startup companies. These startup companies in the initial phase, the growth rate is maximum. Right? Company's growth rate is maximum 30-40%. Okay, growth. But after some time, when the company will be matured enough, saturated, then the growth rate is constant. Growth rate is constant. So in that kind of your situation, I'll tell you about your different phases of your growth. That's called your supernormal growth, normal growth, then a constant growth. So in a particular model, we'll apply three kind of your growth rate. Then we'll determine the price. थोड़ा complicated है, okay? But if you can understand, complicated कुछ नहीं है, only for your understanding that depends. Okay, only the growth rate is different. That period. So past 2 years, that growth rate is 30%, supernormal growth. Next 3 years, suppose there is a normal growth, 22%. And after that, there is a constant growth of 6-7%. So ये 3 stage हो गया. So in these 3 stages, what you do is you calculate the dividend annually with the applied growth rate. Then you discount all together. So करेंगे. एक question हम करेंगे. We'll do. I'll stop it here today. If you have any query, please ask me. I'll stop it.
Sir, the growth rate is same the CAGR. CAGR rate.
Growth rate is suppose CAGR means, yeah. Say for example, that depends again. Suppose till now the growth rate of the company EPS or your dividend is, मान के चलिए suppose that is your 5%. So the company is expected to maintain the same growth rate in future. हो सकता है? Yeah, this 5% the company has devised that the competitors their growth rate is 5%, industry growth rate is 5%, and we are also going to apply the same growth rate as 5%. That can be industry growth rate can be replicated. Are you getting my point? So that growth rate can be anything. That growth rate can be anything, either my CAGR till now, or that can be the industry growth rate, or that may be a benchmark that I am going to put as a constant growth rate. Anything that can be.
Sir, in this case, we take dividend per year, but some company are providing dividend in quarter wise. So we'll do
one
the
quarter is considered as what 1 year. Here that is 1 year wise they are. But the question here is, if suppose company wise they are giving quarterly dividend, but if you analyze year wise performance, all those quarterly dividend को हम फिर प्लॉट करके हम yearly dividend भी निकालते हैं ना. Suppose
Yes.
for comparison purpose, one particular industry, suppose 5 players आते हैं, तो मैं the last 10 years का मैं मुझे analysis करना है. So how I'll do? I'll not go for your quarterly. I'll club together and find the yearly dividend, how much they have already paid.
So how do we club that dividend?
You see, there are 4 quarters का dividend है. How much is the total amount of EPS? Okay, how much is the total amount of your EPS that because generally, if the company wants to pay, say for example, 100 rupees per year dividend, फर्स्ट क्वार्टर में 10 रुपीज दे दिए, सेकेंड क्वार्टर में मुझे फिर से 10 रुपीज दे दिए, थर्ड क्वार्टर में 10 रुपीज दे दिए, 30 रुपीज पेमेंट हो गया. अनदर 70 रुपीज आई हैव टू पे. सो एट द फाइनल जब ऑडिटेड बैलेंस शीट आएगा, दैट टाइम 70 रुपीज पेमेंट कर दिए. सो माय कोटा इज फुल, दैट मींस 100 रुपीज आई पे. So this total 100 rupees that amount I paid, what is the percentage of that one to my EPS? हो गया dividend percentage, rate of dividend. Are you getting my point? So the company is going to see that yearly how much is the dividend that to be paid. तो मुझे quarterly कितना dividend payment हुआ है and how much dividend rest I am going to pay. वो final payment हो जाएगा मार्च अप्रैल में.
Yes.
Anything else? Any other question? Anybody there? This is the way. Please see the book. Okay. See the book where
Recording
that book that
stopped.
is with you. Please see that what are the kind of your examples. I am giving you overview of all this. It's not